yebe diwadir salarame abator show masa yermanye show bula diwa yebe diwadir salarame abator show masa yermanye kariya fandana nakono de karmama show bula yerwa gari yebe show bor yermay din ay de karmama show bor yermay din ay de karmama show bula yerwa gari yebe show bor yermay din ay de karmama.
As day breaks in Maiduguri, 50-year-old Falmata prepares breakfast for her family. The dish is a traditional Kanuri soup, kalu karkaraye, made from extracts of the baobab tree and special Kanuri spices. It is known as miyar kuka by the Hausa people of northern Nigeria. It is traditionally eaten with a starch, bringaje, or tuambiski, made from maize powder.
Brabusko, je gana ke brabusko chutu ko na dai kunda fi ke chuloro dai kalnge chutu ko sam go ko bur nyoro fi ko kan dai gana ko fulela zanko ko rin dan ka jidiro pa da zana buri kai ma jidi sulo kunda fi ma ba da zana shi sai ku to diganya
Wedo malaran me karau ba ison dara karau do kriya kola do wa ye ko indara karau do
yo brosalakin kala kala goni miya duli rofimin dawro walja san mi kuru cida da shi mana ko an ga rofim le jumare kuru kambai goni ma shi buri da kiriro waljin kambai goni miya da ya sabni min yo shi ma mazu sudin shi ma sudin da kujir mana galaw kama tara da jiri ya zo yin da sai yawanda gaji zana shi ma kuju shi ma ba kuna yande so an jira kuleza tun an ji suna na lan chama an jira kuleza goni ce tun an ji suna na na madurin dew bola lo ishore buri gare da tarma cire
Falmata inherited cooking skills from her Kanuri ancestors, ancient descendants of the Kanem-Borno Empire. In its golden era, the empire was one of the world's largest kingdoms documented in history. It has been in existence since the 8th century. The present Kanuri people of Borno migrated from the Arabian Gulf, descendants of the Saif ibn Diyazan from Yemen, founder of the Saifar dynasty in Kanem.
Saif ibn Diyazan is a Yemen ruler at that time. He is Prince of Yemen, and from Yemen, he is in the habit of moving his capital from place to place until when they reached, because during the Himyarite days, there were a lot of conflicts which made him migrate and take his people away from Yemen, leaving some of his brethren there to continue ruling. But he has influence at that time up to the Indian Oceans, but moving eastward, down westward, he finally Malik Saif ibn Diyazan, as he was referred to. That was why the people of Borno were, particularly the house of rulership at that time, was referred to as the Saifwa dynasty. So it was a Yemeni rulership that came and established the authority here in this part of the world.
The use of the hyphenated term Kanem-Borno got its name from the territories that are situated to the northeastern part of the Lake Chad and southwestern part of the Lake Chad. Kanem is situated in the northeastern part of the Lake Chad, in present-day Chad Republic. Now, Borno is situated to the southwestern part of the Lake Chad, with greater part of its territory in present-day Nigeria. So, these two territories were ruled by the Saifwa. Kanem was at one time the first capital of the Safe Power in the northeastern part of Lake Chad. They ruled from C850 AD to about 1463. And then in Borno, the Safe Power, after losing their leadership in Kanem, continued to rule in Birni Gazargamu from 1463 to 1808. Birni Gazargamu is situated in the southwestern part of Lake Chad, and that is the territory referred to as Borno. So that is why historians combine the two hyphenated term, Kanem and Borno. Kanem and Borno, meaning belonging to the same geographical enclave, ruled at one time by Sefawa rulers for over 1,000 years, and then later the Al-Kanemis took over and ruled up to this particular time.
When they migrated from wherever they are, as I said, Sana'a in Yemen, on their way coming, they had been having intermarriages with the different tribes until when they settled finally in Birninjimi. You know, they subdued the Sow and Bulala tribes and took over the political leadership of these areas. So they married, and then they gave birth to lots of children. So there, the tribe was now reduced from its original, to the present Kanuri. Kanuri is an Arabic word. They said Asluhum Kanuri. Originally, they are like the light. Why the people call them this? It is the Bulala and Sow that they met here that referred to them as Kanuri. They were being asked, who are these people? Then they said, Asluhum Kanuri. Originally, they are like lights because of the complexions at that time. Their complexion is just Arab.
One of the most distinctive features of the Kanuri are facial markings. Like most African ethnic groups, the Kanuri people have tribal marks, which could be traced back to the slave trade era. Some historians say tribal marks were used to protect natives of the Kanem-Borno Empire from being taken captives. Till this day, it gives them a unique identity.
You can see there are a lot of the Kanuri people that are having that 9 tribal marks on their face. Is beautifying them. So it has a lot of significance. Wherever a Kanuri man appears that has that 9 tribal mark all over, is known that he is a Kanuri. You can easily trace where he comes from, and you can see that he has been holding sacrosanct his own tradition, which is very, very important. Unlike what people these days used to hide their own identity.
The relationship between the Kanuri people and the wider world, including the Arabs, has a significant impact on their culture and traditions. The Kanuris acquired a unique affinity for fine scents from the Arabs. They are renowned for their perfumery skills across northern Nigeria. In addition to being part of their culture, the art of perfume making has brought economic fortunes for the people of Borno. 30-year-old Bukar Muhammad earns 400,000 naira monthly as a perfume maker. He imports the aromatic wood from India, Saudi Arabia, and the Central African Republic. Over the years, the perfume trade in Borno has attracted sales from different parts of Nigeria and neighboring African countries.
Kwastomomi suna zuwa daga garuruka da yawa, wasu suna zuwa daga Jamaina, daga Niger, Senegal, waje da yawa ana zuwa ana sayan turare. Country ba inda ba sa zuwa nan sayan turare. Na yi aure a cikin sana'an nan, na yi gama karatu na a cikin sana'an, kuma na haifi yara, kuma har yanzu gashi ina fama, ina biyan bukatuna, kuma na sayi abubuwan hawa da yawa, suke kesa mashina, mota ne kawai ban samu na mallaka ba, kuma ina sa ran shi ma dan mallaka insha Allah. Muna zuwa kamar yadda kuka dauka yanzu, dole sai ka daka shi. Wani kuma da ka tsaga shi a tsayar da shi haka a cikin kwalabe, ya tsagu kaman haka da a sa shi a cikin kwalabe ya tsaya. To dole in ka siya ko ya ka siya sai ka kawo shi wajen namu mu ne da mu sarrafa maka inda kake so ya zama turaren dan da ran shi haka manya ba zai ka zama rashin turare ba.
100 kilograms of Halut perfume wood from India cost more than 350,000 naira. The wood is processed and mixed with perfume oil, which emits fragrance when lit. The incense is called turaren wuta in Hausa. Perfumes are a signature feature in Kanuri weddings.
Humura, akwai humura fari, za a zuba a kwalabai. Akwai humura baki, ana zuba a kwalabai. Akwai bakin ruwa, shi ma fari sol da shi ma ana zuba a kwalba. Akwai ruwa tsaba, ba komi shi ma za mu zuba a kwalabai. Layi uku, shi ne na amarya. An shirya amarya, an yi kaulu, daga nan kuma shi kenan a zuzzuba amarya a sa turaren wuta sai a kai ta gidanta.
Turaren wuta wani dama abin babarbare ne. Da sauran mutane kuma yanzu da shuwa-shuwa muna yi. Har zuwa yau haka din ne muna yi mun zo. Ba za a raba Kanuri, har mu mutu yara musu tare ba za a raba da Kanuri da tare ba. To abin da ya za mun gada ne. Gada yanzu kaga wani za bulatanci. In kai kace kare bulatanci ba zai yi ba. Shi yasa mu ba za mu rabu da tare ba.
These perfumes is very, very important. Its importance can be seen in so many ways. In Kanuri, it's called Kaji, and it is of different variety. The origin of these perfumes and scent is from Arabia. Considering the historical ties or relationship between the Arabs and the Kanuri people, which has been for so many centuries. It's very attractive. It makes the place or the person who is using it to smell very nice. So it's captivating and very aromatic.
Arising from the ashes of history, the Kanem-Borno Empire amassed great fortune and land, despite the negative impact of violent conflict surrounding the present-day Kanem-Borno. They have gained fame and recognition for their unique traditional arts. This cultural artifact has been passed on through generations. Zahra Umar, now in her early 30s, learned hat making when she was barely 15 years old.
In na salon asuba ba na koma zan tashi in yi aiki in shirya yara in dafa abincin ba su ci su tafi makaranta baban su ya fita idan ya fita zan yi share na in yi goge na in yi wanki ni ma in yi wanka na tukunin dauko fula na bayan na gama aiki na in zauna tun ina yi na bata akwai kokuwa wanda ake siya mana kanana haka na yara idan an siya sai a mana zane sai a siya zare a bamu in muka dinka in muka bata a wurgar har hannunmu ya zo ya fara kyau muka zo muka fara yin mai kyau sai aka ringa ce mana mu koya babu zane mu ringa cire kalan da dabarun in an nuna mana sample din abin da zamu yi kalolin sai mu dauka sai mu fasa kala sai mu cire mu dinka tun zamanin malti yana naira 55 zare naira 50 muke dinkin fula idan muka siya muka dinka a zamanin muna sayarwa fula 600 700 hula yana kuɗi to har muka zo muka samu sauyi muka zo yanzu muke ɗaukan malti wanda ake kira yar bama yaudi muke siya in aka muka je muka siya a zane za mu zo mu samu kalan da muke so mu cire mu ɗinka mu je mu siyar naira mu 10,000 12 13 mu zo mu yi bukatun misali kaman kalan suturanka ko wani abinka ko kalan kayan yaranka ko kalan wani uzurinka dai na biki ya tashi za ka yi a shi ba sai ka tambayi mutum ba.
Kuma da safe in an yi sallah asuba bana komawa ina gama aikin da wuri kamar karfe 7 na safe don saboda kar a kama leti in je in an yi kamar karfe 10 ana tashi to a garin karfe 10 za mu zo mu yi ɗinkin hula sai a zahar za mu koma kuma sai karfe 5 za a tashi a karatu sai mu zo in ba mu gaji ba da daddare za mu ɗinki in mun gaji kuma sai mu kwanta abin mu wallahi ban ki jini in zama malama ba karatu a Najeriya in yi haddan Qur'an in je Saudiya in je in yi musabaka kuma burina ban ki jini in samu number 1 ba
kasu suka da yawa ne akwai damanga akwai zanna akwai aji akwai mutulika akwai binduka akwai waziri kashim akwai ganji kafi suna da yawa kuma zare akwai wanda muna yin shi daga China daga su United Arab Emirates da su Ingila su Faransa muna kawowa to mu wanda mun san kan bulan yanzu da wannan itilagin da Allah ya jarabce mu don ba mu da karfi da zamu je mu kawo wayan su ne za su kawo kuma su sun je su ba ruwan su kasuwa suke so suna rage quality din muna kalubale akan wannan din abinda muke so mu yi din abinda ake so a yi mana a tallafa mana mu da kanmu tunda mu mun san abin mu za mu yi dinkin a tallafa mana mu je mu nema quality da muke so wanda zai yi mana ba bacin rai mu kawo mu yi kamu.
Across northern Nigeria, wedding festivities are usually steeped in traditional rites. One such practice is the lalle beautification of young brides. Maiduguri women take the lead in bridal preparations. They have upgraded their traditional lalle to artistic modern designs. 20-year-old Rabi, who began her journey as a lalle artist 5 years ago, has gained popularity. Her services are sought after in Borno and other states in northern Nigeria.
Ina shi da lallan kwali dais in ka siya sai ka zuba a farin leda garin kenan sai ka zo ka zuba hydrogen in ka zuba an kana dama in yayi baki sai a nemi mahallabiya turaren lalle sai ka zuba kamar rabin murfi in ka hada zai zama zai kwaba yayi ƙara baki sai ka nemi ruwa kwalba 1 da rabi ko 2 haka sai a zuba a kwaba sai a nemi ledan taliya ko ledan fiya wata sai ka yanka ka nada sai a yi da shi ganyen shi guda 4 ne ta gefe da gefe tana akai guda 3 sai aka ƙara guda 3 tana wani 4 5 haka aka zagaya ɗayan ma haka ya fito su kalan kyan lallan ne suke bambanta daga kalan lallan da zanen shi yanayin shi shine ke bambantawa da kuma kyallin lallan shi ma ya bambanta da nasu da yanayin kamawan shi ana saka turaren lalle su kuma ba sa sawa.
Rabi, just like many young Kanuris, traced their ancestry to a glorious civilization which flourished in the 8th century. The Kanuri Empire was first ruled by the Zagawa people of the Dugwa dynasty. Rulers of the Sefwa dynasty took leadership of the Kanem-Borno Empire in the 11th century as a major diplomatic power in the Sahara area. At its political height, the Kanem-Borno Empire had embassies in Morocco and the Ottoman Empire via Tripoli.
Jimmy was by then based in Kanem, and then from Jimmy they moved to Mao finally to Kanem. When they came, they met a group of indigenous people who are actually herdsmen. They combine animal husbandry with food crop production. So they were basically sedentary people. These are the Kanembo, the Tubo, the Sau, the Bulala of Lake Fitri, the Malal, the Kangu, the Kai, and a few others. So the Saifawa, being superior in the art of warfare, were able to persuade these independent groups to accept them and submit to them as their rulers, and that eventually began the process of building the Saifawa dynasty. It started around the 7th century AD to the 9th century AD. According to a famous Arab historian and geographer, Al-Yahubi, that by circa 850, the state of Kanem has appeared in written records. And it is also repeated by Nur al-Kali, Abubakar Mustafa, and others. So by c. 850 AD, there were a sort of rudimentary political structure that was emerging in Kanem then, which was accepted by other minority tribes. The Zagawa had a political structure even prior to the rise of the Saifawa to power. They had a leadership hierarchy. Their leader was known as Karkara, and then the Saifawa consolidated their reign and emergence on the political structure laid down by the Zagawa in Kanem. So by 11th century AD, we have quite a few number of Saifawa rulers of Kanem-Borno who originated from Yemen, have come to limelight politically. Mai Duna Mahumemi, Mai Sultan Abdul Jalil, and all others, Sultan Ibrahim, Sultan Bulu, Sultan Selim, all rule in Kanem.
The diplomatic ties between the Kanem-Borno Empire and the Islamic world were significant. Hostels for Borno pilgrims en route to Mecca were built in Cairo during the reign of Maidunama Dibalami in the 13th century. One of the most famous episodes of Kanem-Borno history was the correspondence between Mai Idris Aloma and the Sultan Murad III of the Ottoman Empire in Turkey during the 15th century. Mai Idris desired to renew an alliance with the Ottomans. Their conquest of Tripoli in 1551 had already given the Empire of Kanem-Borno access to Ottoman mercenaries who migrated across the Sahara. Idris Aloma ended infighting within the Saifawa dynasty of Kanem. As a result, Jimmy, the former capital of Kanem, and the surrounding areas to the east were incorporated into Borno, thus integrating Kanem into the territory of Borno.
Mai Idris Aloma is one of the greatest emperors, greatest Mais of the Kanem-Borno Empire. He is also a Saifawa Mai. So Mai Idris Aloma's reign was one of the greatest events that has taken over world history. That time, he is the Mai that have introduced a lot of reforms into the political system in Borno and had made Borno great. So Mai Idris Aloma was so powerful because the economy was so buoyant. He has so much, resources at his disposal. He has a very large army, and he was the first, African ruler to start using firearm in war, because muskets were imported from Turkey to Borno during his rule. And ironically, when his father died, he was so young. His mother, Maira Isaac Ringirmaram, took over the reign of leadership because she became the regent at that time, holding brief for the son, and she also tasked special scholars were brought in to teach him in Gamboru, because she built a palace, you know, and he was the first. She was the first person who built in African context the first palace of burnt bricks.
The killing of Mai Idris Zaloma in the 17th century tore the Kanem-Borno Empire apart. By the early 19th century, Kanem-Borno was clearly an empire in decline. This made it easier for the launch of jihad and infiltration of the Kanem-Borno Empire by Fulani warriors led by Sheikh Usman Danfodio, founder of the Sokoto Caliphate.